What is up, everybody? Good afternoon, good morning if you're somewhere else it's morning time. Good evening if it's evening time. I'm on the East Coast. So is, by the way, so is our special guest. So we're on the same time zone right now. What is going on? We are Sideshow, the pop culture and collectibles company, and we're here all week celebrating Spooktacular, which is just all the spookiness and ghoulishness and tricks, more tricks than treats. No, we've got a lot of treats. It's been giveaways. Let me just bring this up real quick. Go to side.show/spooktacular. Make sure you are registered. You get the $10 in Sideshow rewards. You get emails with opportunities for more rewards and giveaways and everything going on this week. Make sure you join our Facebook group at side.show/ I thought I got it. Geek group, where we have giveaways and everything going on all the time. But I don't want to take too long talking about that. But I have to do one last thing. Just talk about deals. Side.show/deals. We've got crazy deals going on all the time. Sign up there and everything will be located right there. Now that I've gotten all that important information out of the way, I want to talk about the real reason you are here. Okay, the reason why you are liking and subscribing and hitting the notification bell. The reason is we're going to be talking to this fantastic artist who does so much cool horror. Juan Ramos, get up here. Get up here and talk to me. Come hang out. What is going on, my friend?
Hey.
You want intro music? Hold on. This is your wrestling music. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
It's a little warm over here. Where are you from on the East Coast?
Well, I'm in Florida, but I'm sick. So like I'm kind of cold.
How are you cold in Florida? All right, that's fine. Yeah. We'll allow it.
Yeah, I know.
How are you doing down there?
It's weird.
You're all safe? I know that we had like you guys had a pretty bad situation down there. You're all safe down there?
Yeah, luckily, like we had strong winds, but other than that, nothing major happened to our place. Like we were without electricity for like seconds. And other than that, we were good. Now, like 2 minutes from where we live, it was pretty bad. Everything was flooded, and cars were like stuck in the middle of the street because they flooded.
Yeah,
I don't know how that happened, but like they flooded like right in the middle of the avenue.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad for all the people that are safe. And and again, you need that electricity went out for a little bit, but it came right back on because it knew you needed to get the work done because you are an artist. Now, like tell us about like your journey. Like where did you start out with art to get you to where you are now? Like what was look, that's your Instagram.
Oh yes.
Look at that. At Mr. Wandolph on Instagram. See, look at that. Didn't have to mention it. It came up on its own.
That's possessed. Right
there. So yeah, tell me about like how you started with art. Like what got you first like jump started your love for it?
Well, when it comes to art, I don't remember never like not drawing, not being painting around ever since I was a little kid. I studied art in high school. I studied in an art specific fine arts high school in Puerto Rico where I was born. After that, I studied digital design in university. I graduated, and I've always been doodling around. For a while there, I concentrated on graphic design more than illustrations. Mainly because it was paying the bills at the moment.
We're all right, yeah.
But then I don't know, like after I get married and all that, I started drawing again. And then my wife one day she tells me like, "Oh, I saw that there was like a Marvel competition for Ragnarok," and she's like, wow. I don't know if I should do it. I mean, so many people are going to participate. Like, what am I going to do? And she's like, you should go for it. And I didn't want to go for it for a while, but she kept pushing, and I did it. I competed and I won, and from there I've been making posters ever since.
That is awesome. So we need to thank her for pushing you to get back into the art. So thank you for pushing me to get back to the art because let me tell you something. Look, I want to actually bring up one of the Marvel pieces you've done with Gray Matter, I believe, right? This Doctor Strange one. Was that with Gray Matter? Or with
Yes.
Rob, super producer Rob backstage. Bring that up real quick. I just want to talk about this. Look at this. We're carrying this. You did this for Gray Matter, which we work in partnership, and now we have it. Now we're carrying it. Look at the colors. So this was like something that if she didn't push you, you wouldn't be making this insane. I mean, if anything captures Doctor Strange, it's something like this. The crazy colors, the composition of this out of control. And Rob, there was a foil variant. Do we have a photo of the foil variant? Does it come up? You can't really see the difference, but it came up with the foil variant. But that one is beautiful. I've seen the pictures of it where it changes and it's got that amazing effect. All right, get this out of my face. I've heard. Come on, we got to keep talking here. So you did Marvel.
Yeah.
Doing these amazing things for Ragnarok. You did this amazing Doctor Strange doing these things. But we have so much of your work that is horror. So
that's the thing.
How did you transition then into horror? Are you a fan of horror? Obviously, this is a setup. We know the truth. But are you a fan?
I've always been a fan. And Thor Ragnarok was my first poster ever. The thing is, after that, I got a little cocky. And there was another competition for a movie. It was called The Nun, right? And
oh boy, okay.
I also made a print for that one. I competed, and again, I won. So that's where I kind of found. I don't want to say niche because honestly, I haven't. Other than the posters I've done for Sideshow, lately I haven't done many horror posters at all, other than Halloween. But for a while there, I used to do a lot of horror posters, and it's something that I really want to get back to because I love it. But yeah, that's how I started doing horror posters. I did that one for The Nun, and after that, people liked it, and then I was hired to do a one for The Haunting on Hill House, and after that, The Shining, and after that, I kept doing horror posters. It was good for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you spoke about the Halloween one, right? Rob, do we have a picture of that Halloween? Because I think this might be. Is this sold out, or is this on? I feel like we had one. No, do we have a photo of that? The Halloween, there it is. This is on waitlist right now. Hold on, let me bring this up real quick. So this is the Halloween piece you did.
Yeah.
This is and how do you? Do you like this movie? Are you a fan of this movie? Because I mean, I'm looking at the details and the love that you put into this. This seems like a movie made by a fan. I mean, a poster made by a fan.
It was definitely a labor of love, and being a total fan of the movie. Is my favorite horror movie of all time. So when I got the opportunity to do it, the thing is, it was very last minute.
Really, this was last minute.
I mean, last minute compared to other projects that I know for like months and months. This one was like, I started it in October and I finished it like in 2 weeks, I want to say, because it needed to be ready for printing and color separation. Mm-hmm. So yeah, for me, like that was like a very last moment kind of print, and it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that. I mean, for a last minute thing, there's so much detail and love in that. From the hair, from the street, from the everything on the ground. There was so much detail put into that. So that's an amazing piece.
Well, it was last minute, but I was thinking about it for a while. Like in one of those things, like if I ever do like a Halloween print, what would I do? So that one was in my head for a while. Not like that, because honestly, when I start doing a print, it's mainly chaos. My wife can tell you all the times that I'm like, I have to do this print. I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to start. I have nothing. And then I spent like a week like that, like beating myself over not knowing what to do. And then all of a sudden it just comes up. But usually, it's chaos.
So is that part of your process? Like just putting everything together, throwing everything down. Oh, side.show/Rom. That's now I'm coughing. Yeah. This is where you can go see more of his prints and more of his work that we are carrying on our site. But so do you have in your process, do you just throw a bunch of characters on a thing or throw a bunch of ideas on a thing and do 10, 15 different renditions, or is it less chaotic than that?
Oh, it's even more chaotic.
Really?
It's not chaotic on paper. It's chaotic like in my in my head.
Oh, okay.
Because I obsess about it. Like I start thinking about it, and the only way I can describe it, it's like you remember those little things when you were little that you would put in your eyes and just go like, yeah,
Oh,
it was like a
no, not
disc.
viewfinder. What is it? It's view something. Someone in the comments, if you remember what it's called, the view thing. Oh,
Yes.
is it a viewfinder? No,
I
it's got
don't
to
I
be
don't
something
remember
other.
the name. I had like two of those, and I had like a
Yeah,
bunch of discs. That's the best way I can describe it. Like in my head, it's a bunch of images. This
Viewmaster, and that's
Viewmaster.
your brain,
Yes,
and that's your brain.
I can see the logo now, like in cursive.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, that's mostly how it is for a good week. Even sometimes even 2 weeks, and I'm just looking. I'm in my mind. I'm putting the image together. Uh,
Mhm.
and then once I don't start unless I know what I'm gonna do, because like the most terrifying thing is sitting down and seeing like a white piece of like either paper sometimes or like a Photoshop screen, a white screen. That's the worst. So I just like I don't know, like I start thinking about it and I look depressed for a while.
Oh
My wife's
man,
like, "There's something wrong with you." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just thinking like, what
print.
am I gonna do right now?" And then when I have an image in my head, there I sit down and I start making it happen.
Well, good because I mean, yeah, because then it's like you get depressed, but once you get the ball rolling, I'm sure that like you can just get working on it, as evidenced by that Halloween print.
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, I don't know what to do. Oh, look, I made this amazing piece.
And that's the thing. That's why sometimes some prints are a lot easier to do than others, because I sit down and I know exactly what I want to do and exactly how I want it to look.
Mhm.
Um, Obviously, there's always changes from what I see in my head, but for the most part, like if it's there, that's how I was visualizing it. And
Sure.
for example, in Doctor Strange, I didn't know what I was gonna do, but I know it was an acid trip.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and I'm like, I want colors. I don't even care like what's in the screen. I just want colors. So I started with the colors actually.
Oh
I picked
really?
as many colors as I could, and I started doing random stuff. And after that, I'm like, okay, so like I can do him like going back like when he was pushed from his soul or whatever, and that's how that one came about.
And now someone in the comments had actually brought up that they really want the Shaun of the Dead. So Rob, if you want to bring that one up, the Shaun of the Dead. So this one is so kinetic. This is so kinetic. It's moving through. Like it's not just like, oh, here's a poster of people standing still, or this is a poster of zombies. This is like there's so much movement. So how did this idea come about? Like this wasn't just like, oh, I'm just gonna because some people would just like, I'm gonna make a simple scene. You just went for it.
Well, the thing is, with that one, I made a series of like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The
It's
World's
my
End.
favorite.
And the first one I made was actually Hot Fuzz. And
Which
the
is, by the
idea,
way, my favorite. I have to say, it's one of my favorite movies, and that print is
I
brilliant.
love it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that for some reason, while I was watching the movie, there's a game. Oh my god, for, I keep for
This shall be mine.
Tom Clancy's. I
Oh,
played it.
oh, The Division.
Yes, there was a
Yeah.
poster that had like a wall in the middle, and there were two people trying to fight. So the Hot Fuzz poster was based on that one. Like
Right.
I wanted to do a Hot Fuzz version of what I saw from that poster. So I made Hot Fuzz first, and then it's like, oh, do you want to do Shaun of the Dead and World's End? So I just had to match it. So
Yeah.
that's how that one came about.
Yeah, but it's again,
I
I
was
love
trying to match Hot Fuzz.
right. And the thing with the hot fuzz, I mean, we didn't bring it out because it's not spooky, but it's
Yeah.
kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy, this little town, but it's not spooky. So we only brought the Shaun of the Dead, but like I do love that kinetic action through it. It's a different take on a poster. Most times you get, like I said, you get a poster, it's very static. So
Yeah, I try
fantastic
to
work.
I try to steer from. I've had to do it in the past because it's
Mhm.
just what the poster calls for.
Okay.
But I try to stay away from like static, images where like you see a bunch of hats floating around and just
Right.
like a title in the center. I try to steer away from that, and I noticed that I gravitate more towards like scenes that you
Right.
can actually
Action.
read, and yeah, you can tell a story from it. So that's what I try to do most of the time. Sometimes the poster just calls for like static, but
Yeah.
if I can do not static, then yeah, I go that route.
And I, by the way, very much appreciate that choice. As you can tell by my animation when I start talking about them, because it's breaking through the wall. And a lot of people are shouting out in the comments. I mean, Hot Fuzz is the best. Cornetto trilogy, The Greater Good. Anyways, I want to talk about now. We're going to get to know you and before we because I want to talk about your upcoming piece that's going to be on pre-order this Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Friday is the 28th, I think. Yeah, Friday the 28th. But before that, let's talk about you. So, favorite horror movie we started talking about is Halloween, right?
Yes.
What
Yeah.
is the movie though, or book, or could be a book, could be a comic, could be any, or video game, but what is the one that scared you the most?
I'm gonna say it's not gonna be a book. I'm
Mhm.
sorry to disappoint, but I'm not a big reader. I've
No,
tried it.
it could be
I
anything.
can't stick to it. There's something about I don't know. The way I see it is that with a book, you have to imagine everything, and I already spent all of my day imagining everything. Even if they describe it, you have to imagine it as your head would imagine it. But with a movie, like everything is placed there for you. It's someone's vision exactly like image wise. So like with books, I don't have one that really scared me. But when it comes to movies, I have to say Hereditary. That movie.
So you're not ready for
Oh my
you're
gosh.
not ready for story time on Hereditary? You're not ready for this?
Oh my god. Is that a book or is that a story or is that like a screenplay?
This is a screenplay book. This is a screenplay book.
Yeah.
Obviously, we talked about it a little bit beforehand, but Hereditary. So, what is it specifically about Hereditary that like really gets you? Because we're all into horror, for Spooktacular. But what is it about Hereditary that gets you? Because it gets me.
I mean, it's the slow burn. It's how it starts. It's how it comes from a tragedy, and it comes from a real tragedy. How that tragedy is portrayed without giving away anything from the movie. How that tragedy is portrayed and how it impacts a whole family. But then it turns into like the manifestation of whatever that tragedy did to the family and other things that I don't want to talk about to ruin the movie, spoil it for anyone. But yeah, it's cinematography. Oh my god, the acting. What's her name? Colette.
Toni Collette.
Yes. Oh my, the faces that that woman makes.
The one, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. There's that one, the Toni Collette scream face.
Yes.
Haunting.
And also something that freaks me out. It's not only what's going on screen, but like behind. Like sometimes you see something moving. Like, oh my god, what the hell is that?
I do this. I sit there. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I'm like, oh, I know what's coming.
Oh yeah. My wife doesn't really watch horror movies. And the one movie that I made her watch without knowing what it was going to be was that one. And we had a couple of rough nights sleeping. She was like, "Oh, hey, you made me watch that movie. I can't sleep now."
It's a nightmare of a movie. That's so funny because we had asked our members like, what are some movies that have caused you to lose sleep, and that could absolutely do it for me.
Oh yeah,
and just like it follows like it woke me up. But speaking of, again, with horror movies and art and everything like that, so do you have like a process when you're working? Are you a music person? Are you a TV person? Are you a movie person? Like, what's your like while you're drawing? You got to get into a mood. Sometimes you got to have something happening in the background.
I go through phases. For example, like mostly like there's a movie that I watch on repeat almost all year long, and it's The Lighthouse. I don't know what it is about that movie. First of all, I love it. Yeah. But there's something about that movie that I can either watch it or just listen to it, and I'm equally entertained.
And it's another A24 film, by the way, who I feel like makes some of the best movies. And why'd you spill your beans? Like, I see that all the time.
Beans.
Yeah.
But then, like, as of lately in October, it's all about horror. And
Hmm.
like I'm watching nonstop like horror from the best movies to the worst, crappiest grindhouse, even like
Right.
too bad for grindhouse type of movies. Uh, so as I'm working, actually the soundtrack of my day is people screaming. It's you like as I'm working, all you hear from my coming out of my office is, "Oh my god, don't kill me!" Or "You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this." It's like it's gonna kill him. It's gonna kill him.
So all the kids going that are going to come up to your house, if you're working on Halloween and the kids come up to your house, they're just going to go, "Don't, please put the knife down," and they're
Yeah.
just going to they're going to keep walking.
Here's Johnny. Sometimes my wife would come in through the door, and I don't know why when she comes in, the movie's at the weirdest part of the movie. Either like there's like a sex scene going on, or like someone like dying, like blood everywhere, or just like awkward stuff that it's like
Yeah,
1 second of the movie, but she comes in at that specific time. She just looks at me like, oh my god, she just leaves.
she's just like, why did she? You know what? Honestly, at this point, she should expect it. She should be like, "Is it awkward? Can I walk in?"
Yeah,
As
yeah.
someone's sitting there with like a bunch of heads and eating them.
It's October. What do you want?
It's October. You shouldn't. Don't knock on the door in October. What is one of your favorite terrible movies? Terrible horror movies.
Terrible horror movies. Wow. Well, I haven't thought about terrible horror movie. I can tell you right now, terrible regular movie, a
Yeah.
guilty pleasure. It's Bloodsport. I love Bloodsport. I can watch
Oh,
it 90 times
I just
a year.
I just think about the GIF where they replaced all the stuff with instruments and microphones. You ever see
Yes.
that GIF? Oh, my favorite.
But but horror movie, bad horror movie. I have to think about that one. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
There's so many bad horror movies though that are great.
See, someone put this in here, and I'm not. That's not a bad movie. Suspiria is a fantastic movie.
Hell no. I mean,
Yeah,
I haven't watched the latest one, but Suspiria, it's amazing. Dario Argento
yeah,
that's his pinnacle movie.
yeah. That is
Um,
that is one of the best. Maybe they were just suggesting it, meant not calling it a terrible movie. But man, that is a fantastic movie.
oh yeah. Now, yeah, I don't know. I'm still thinking about a bad horror movie that I love. I just like them all for different reasons.
Exactly. I mean, listen, everything has a place in your heart when you like a bad movie. Let's see. Slacks. Super producer Rob says Slacks is a great bad horror movie. You know what's not a great bad horror movie? Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. That's not a great bad horror movie. That's just a bad horror movie. But anyways,
I haven't
uh,
seen it. Maybe that I won't either.
don't ever watch it. Sorry to the producers of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter in the audience. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now, while we're here, I forgot let's talk about some of your art. Again, we keep getting far away from the art. I want to bring it back to the art. One of my favorite things of all time, and also super producer Mike, who's not here with us right now, he might be watching, is Gremlins. Can we talk about this Gremlins print that we did with you? I think this is spectacular because this is one, even though this is technically like this is a really silly bad movie, but this is such a fun movie. This
Oh, yeah.
action emotional scene, you took this hilarious movie and made it really scary in this. Like
Well,
what you know?
yeah. The thing is, I was approached by sideshows, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we have this properties that you can work with," and I'm like, "So Gremlins?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I mean, let's see what else comes up," and maybe like
Yeah.
you know, they were hesitant at the beginning, maybe because of my style or something.
Yeah.
We didn't quite match, but I'm like, yeah, I really want to do, I really want to do Rambo Gizmo,
Yeah.
all Victorious, and again, this is one of those prints that I imagined it just like that.
Right. And that's really, really great because again, you're taking something that even when I was watching this movie, right? When we were young watching this movie, I wasn't like, "Wow, Gizmo!" I kind of laughed at Gizmo dressed up. This
Yeah.
this takes this goofy situation and makes it so serious with all the other Gremlins on the TV. It makes it so intense, especially with your use of lighting. Like, oof. and the darkness and the shadows. Like, really great job. Now I'm just like being sycophantic because I love this print and I'm a Gremlins fan. So I'm glad that they gave you the green light on that.
On that note, talking about green lights, I'm still interested in doing like remote car gizmo too. So,
all right. Listen, you draw it, just send it to me. You know, if Sideshow doesn't pick it up, I'll just put it on my wall. I'll replace one of my things back here.
I will.
Now, another one, because we're going to go into a different color. This is for people, you know, because people have seen these prints already, and they've been ordering them like crazy. But let me tell you something. This is for anyone new who might just be joining us, because we're in full spooktacular mode. Go to side.show/Ramos, and you will see all these prints. This is the most intense use of lighting I've seen in a long time in a painting. This is crazy. What's wrong with you? No, no, but seriously, what was the idea on this one? Like they just gave you free reign. You're just like, boom.
Actually, in this idea, I had a little bit of help with the composition, meaning like they, you know, we were talking like, oh yeah, we want you to do an it print, and you know, I don't want to tell you what to do, but like for some reason, what I have in my head, it's kind of having like Pennywise, kind of like a Wizard of Oz kind of pose, you know, with the looking glass, yada yada. I'm like, yeah, I dig that. Like I can definitely work with that. And then I was thinking, like, you know, if I'm gonna do that and it's, you know, the balloon is red, then I want the balloon to actually look like it has its own light. Yeah. So that's where I started. Like I wanted everything to look very red, very like, I don't know, like that. So I just started carving away and drawing away, and it came out like that. Came out pretty good.
I love the little boat Easter egg up in the front, but I like that idea, like you said, like it's like the Wizard of Oz, because that's what Pennywise does. He takes this childlike innocence and bastardizes it and turns it into horrible, you know. So doing that with this print, excellent and very scary. And someone was saying that they ordered these canvases and they're ordering it on prints. Good job, everyone, because this is going to terrify anyone who walks into your house. But now I want to get to the one that is currently just on preview, but is going up for pre-order. And we have something special. Thanks to you. Thank you, Juan, for bringing us something special for the crowd. Let's bring it up, Rob. What do we got going on here? This is the Lost Boys print. This is right now preview. It's going up for pre-order on the 28th. So keep an eye on. Now, this is very different, because there's so much going on. I just need you to explain the scene from your head, because especially these flying vampires in the background, we have to talk about that.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, I have to admit, The Boys is one of those movies that I hadn't seen at the time that I started doing the art for it.
Oh, really?
So I was asked to, like, hey, do you want to do something with The Boys? I'm like, let me watch the movie and I'll get back to you. So I watched the movie and I'm like, oh, okay, I can do something with this. And then for some reason, what attracted to me was the idea of doing everything in that boardwalk, and then having all those lights affecting. Again, I think a lot in terms of light and how it will affect the overall print. So what drew me the most to doing this print was actually the possibility of having lights everywhere, and being able to play with that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make the vampires like the main focus of the print, because to me, even though it's a horror movie in every sense of the word, I don't know, for some reason the story between Star and I forgot his name right now.
Michael, and I forgot her name. I've seen this movie 1,000 times, but yeah, that interaction.
Michael. Yeah. That's I don't know. That's what spoke the most to me here. So I wanted to make that the focal point, because a lot of prints from The Boys that I've seen, they focus on the vampires. So I wanted to do something a little different, but also have them all there flying. Right. In this particular case, in my original drawing, he was barefoot, David, and then was told that when they were flying, they had shoes on, so I had to put some shoes on. But yeah, he had the ugly
Still,
feet.
like, there's seeing them fly. This is almost like an in between the lines sort of picture, because you don't really see them fly.
Yeah,
There's sort of like a hint of flying, but like you never actually see like a full like crazy flying scene. So, and then again, it's about vampires, and you think about darkness and vampires. You put so much light into it, into a vampire print. Like it's pretty intense.
yeah.
So,
I wanted to do that juxtaposition of like having a happy place be like a creepy place, but also not having like an old dilapidated place. I wanted it to be like a happy place where everyone could be happy going there and having a good time, just like the movie. But then there's something lurking in the dark.
Yeah. The shadows, right? They're not all in the light. They're the shadows against the light now.
Yeah.
And it's, by the way, I think this year is like the 35th anniversary of this movie. So happy anniversary, Lost Boys. So someone in the comments said, I have to add this to my wall. I think it was Aaron Jones said, I have to add this to my wall. Well, here's going to be a chance. Juan is here. He's graciously, we're going to be doing a giveaway for an artist proof, a printer's proof of this print. It's up for pre-order on Friday, but we're going to be giving away a printer's proof of this to someone in the audience. There's only 4 of these. One of them you get, and then this is going to be a giveaway. You cannot buy a printer proof. So Rob, super producer Rob, let's pick someone randomly. If you're watching, you're going to hashtag Lost I Agree. Hashtag Lost I Agree. Put that in as a comment. And what you're agreeing to is the terms and conditions, side.show/contest, side.show/giveaway. So do it just like Rebecca S. Hashtag Lost I Agree. Boom. So while they're doing that, anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to plug? Do you want to tell any stories of conventions where you went to a horror convention and Lou Ferrigno punched you? Like, do you have, this is your time. This is your free forum. Influences, shout outs.
I have a great convention story.
Oh, now I'm here. All right, hold on.
The thing is,
my knuckles.
No, I've never been to a convention ever.
No,
I've never been to a convention in my. I've been wanting to. For the longest time, I wanted to, but something happens. Mainly, I forget the dates, or I'm too busy making art for the actual, to release during the conventions.
Do you never actually get to go?
Never go. And then, I was adamant, next year I'm going to go. And then we got pregnant and COVID happened and we had the baby. And so I haven't been able to go to a single event. And I was so sad because here in Florida, we were going to have the Hobbits. Hobbits here at the same time. So I want to see if I could snatch like an autograph or something or a blessing.
And by your Instagram handle, I kind of think you might be a fan of Lord of the Rings.
Maybe. It may be my favorite movie of all time. I may or may not have a Gandalf's staff just laying around casually.
I wish I would have asked you that before, because I have Saruman's staff and we could have acted out all these scenes together. We could have acted out all these scenes. Why wasn't I made aware of this? I'm getting someone on the phone. We've been acting out the scene. By the way, Mr. Juandolf, there you go. That is your Instagram. Make sure you're all going to follow. I wish I knew that.
Man, we could have made it a little.
There it is, right there. All right, everyone, pause the stream. Close your eyes. I'm going to run off camera and get my. It's in the other room. I'm not going to get it. But that's awesome. So, Lord of the Rings, like, is that on your like art print bucket list, or you have some that you've put out?
I have something that I've made for Lord of the Rings, and it was another labor of love that I really like. Contrary to Halloween, that one took me quite a bit of time because there's a lot. I didn't do like single prints for each movie. I decided to do like a trilogy print, and there was a lot of work into that. A lot of faces, a lot of like anatomy, a lot of likenesses that I had to nail, and that one I spent a good 3 months working on.
3 months. I mean but again, labor of love. You know what I mean? There's a difference between like a task or a chore, and you're like, I can do this, versus a labor of love, which again, Halloween, with it, with even with Lost Boys that you had just seen for the first time, so much went into it because I clearly there was an enjoyment there. But man, that Lord of the Rings, you and the Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah,
I have to make
I that's another trilogy that and have you watched the show? I love the show too. Like I didn't know if I was gonna like it. I'm like,
yeah. I haven't watched it yet. I have so much TV to catch up on. It's not even funny. Everyone's like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen that?" I'm so far behind. All I watch is like, Star Trek cartoons now because it's like easy. You don't really think about it, but I'm gonna have to watch that.
Right now. I'm watching crappy TV just because my brain wants to explode at the end of the day, and I just want to lay there comatose and just. I don't want to admit it, but I've been a lot into like relationship, like bad relationship reality TV, where like I
90 Day Fiance and stuff. Is that your show?
Only because it makes me feel so good about my own life and my own relationship.
Yeah,
it's.
To be honest, it's kind of horror. It's
horror at its best. Like sometimes I can't even watch. Like it's so cringy. I'm like, oh no, I can't watch this.
I can't. Oh, tell me when it's over. Oh,
yeah, literally. Like I hide behind my wife. Like I'm like, oh no. So bad.
You want to know something funny with that is I was watching the show Hannibal. And that could be violent and gross and disgusting, and he's eating people and and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. But when he was shucking oysters, I was like, I can't watch this. This is too much. I can't. Like I was like, this is horror to me. So it's interesting what people find.
Oh yeah, horror comes.
Oh look, K-pop junkie agrees. It's a horrific train wreck and leaves you wanting more. And Tim McKinney would love to see a Psycho print from you. Ooh.
I would. Oh my God, yes.
You know what I would like to see from you?
I am a huge
90 Day Fiance art print. Yeah. You're thinking about it now, right? You're thinking about it. You're like, who has the 90 Day Fiance license?
I mean, I've seen some scenes that are worthy of prints, my friend. There's some stuff there that I still take with me. Like randomly, I think about like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, but.
Put that on your journal. That's your next print. 90 Day Fiance, and then Psycho.
Yeah, no, Psycho or Hitchcock, anything. Like, I love Hitchcock.
Vertigo, Strangers on a Train. We could talk about that all day.
Rope. He has a movie called Rope that it's all happens in like in a living room. Yeah. And that's, to me, it's one of the most tense movies that he ever made. Rope.
And it's the thing. It's like not all horror has to be explicit and out there. Some of it can just be contained. Like Rosemary's Baby is the slowest burn movie, and it's one of my favorites of all time.
I know.
It's probably my favorite horror movie of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Despite Roman Polanski being a terrible person, I do love that is my favorite movie of all time.
Well,
yeah.
He did make great movies. So.
But all right, so let's real quick. For me, it's got to be The Birds. That's true. The Birds is a great movie. Right. Rob, we have a winner. Let's congratulate them. Let's bring this up on screen. Matt S with this anime thing. Take a screenshot, send it to social@sideshow.com. What you won, which is the Lost Boys printer proof by Juan Ramos, and give us your name, address, phone number, and we'll get that out to you as soon as we can.
Congratulations, Matt.
Congratulations. Thank you, Juan, for bringing that for us. Now people are just throwing movies in the things of things they want to see. Have you ever seen the movie Pandorum?
Oh yeah.
That is a fantastic sci-fi horror movie.
That's another
Yeah. Oh my God.
Event Horizon is another one that I would love to prep for.
Event Horizon is the most, that to me. See, now when you talk about Hereditary being the scariest, I find Event Horizon to be even scarier than that.
Really?
It's just there's just so much. I guess it's a different type of scary because it's so much the
thing is, it scared the living crap out of me But to me, I don't know. It's like the Interstellar of horror movies, where it's like, that's never gonna happen to me. I'm never gonna go in a ship that is gonna, go through like light speed and go through a wormhole.
Well, see, it's that kind of thinking that's guaranteeing that you won't. You have to think positively, my friend.
Yeah, but like
Maybe you will get on a spaceship.
Hereditary though, you're in a room with the wrong person, and they start doing creepy, Yeah,
I don't know. Let's start reading from the beginning. So everyone, now this stream is going to turn into me and Juan. We're going to act out the whole movie since I forgot my Saruman stuff. But listen, I'm not going to keep you all day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Everybody, you know what to do. You're going to follow. You're going to go to the Instagram. Where's the Instagram? Being at Mr. Wandolf on Instagram. You're going to go to the short link, which is boom. At side.show/Ramos to see all of his work. And then, of course, just for the event in general, you're going to go to side.show/Spooktacular.
Yes.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me, talking horror, talking movies, and talking art. It's my pleasure. It's everyone's pleasure. Everyone in the chats is very excited, and we all want to see you get all these posters done. So we're going to let you go. All right.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. As for all of you out there, don't forget that sleep is for the weak. The North remembers, and don't forget to let your geek side show. See you later, everybody.
See ya.
How awesome is this?